Hi friends, we just keep constantly running for money, for success, for position in our life. I hope you agree for this. But remember one thing, life is not about running, but the life is about living. And even we need to remember one thing, that is, no amount of material gain is worth of sacrificing our health, our peace of mind, and our life. So good morning friends, my name is Prashanth and welcome back to my channel. One more interesting story which helps you to understand that one has to start living their life instead of just running, chasing money, success and position. So the story is about a saint. Once there lived a saint who used to travel from place to place for his preachings. But unfortunately, he never used to stay in one place because he didn't had a proper hut where he can save himself staying there, and he didn't had any ashram where he can spend time. So he used to travel from place to place by doing his preachings. After few days, a thought came to his mind that now it's a time that I have to settle somewhere because I am growing old. I cannot travel, keep on traveling. So I have to go and settle in some place. At the same time, he got an information from one of the source saying that there is a king who is very generous. So whoever goes to his place and asks for something, and that king is definitely going to help them out. So after listening to this, having that thought in the mind, the saint, he thought that okay, let me go and meet this generous king and ask a piece of land where I can construct my hut and I can start living there. So he went to the kingdom and he saw that there were a lot of people who were seeking for king's help. They went, everybody was going there and their wishes were fulfilled. So even with that happiness, even the saint went. When the turn comes, the saint, he goes to the king and the king asks him, so what is that you are looking at? Then he says, I'm looking for a piece of land. Till now I don't even have a single piece of land. So because of which, what is happening is I'm just doing my preachings, I'm traveling from place to place. At least now I'm thinking that I have to settle down. So I have come here to ask you a piece of land. Then in turn the king asked the saint that how much you want, what is that, how much of land that you are looking for. So the thought came to the saint mind. Initially he thought that okay, let me ask for 1 acre land so that he can construct a small hut and he can stay there. But later his mind started telling him that whenever, as I'm asking him, why not it can be a 5 acres so that I can construct my ashram and do all my preachings in this ashram only. At the same time, he even got one more thought that okay, anyhow I am asking, and king is also very generous, so let me ask him 10-acre land only so that I can do all the other things in my ashram. So his greed started increasing. So he was becoming very greedy and his desires were increasing. So when he was thinking, when he had all these things in his mind, so the king gave him an option. Then the king said, okay, you do one thing, I am ready to give you a land, but there is one small condition. So the condition is like, okay, when I say start, you can start from here, you can start walking, and by the sunset, whatever the distance that you are going to cover, that much of the place is going to be yours, and you have to ensure that before sunset you have to come back to the kingdom. Then after listening to this greedy saint, he becomes very happy. He thought that okay, at least I can get a lot of place. So as per the instruction, he started going. Initially he started slowly walking and he thought that okay, he will be covering a lot of distance. Later the greed, because of he being greedy, he started running so that he can cover more distance. At the same time, even the king also sent his soldiers with the water, saying that in case if this saint needs any help, if he is feeling thirsty, you can go and give the water also. In between, when the soldier went and asked the water, but the saint was not ready to stop at all, because he thought that okay, even for stopping for a minute, he is going to lose some distance. So he was continuously moving. He was thinking that he is going to cover a long distance. It was about to sunset. He thought that, okay, let me go back to the kingdom as per the king instructions, so that if not, I am not going to get anything. So he came running back to the kingdom. So as soon as he came back to the kingdom, he just went and fall on the feet of the king, because he was completely his strength was gone. Almost he collapsed in front of the king. So when the king was about to talk, at the same time the saint breathed his last. So here, what is that we are going to understand from this story? The story is not about the saint. That is one thing which we need to keep it in our mind. So it is even it is going to happen in our life. So we keep running towards the endless desires, endless greed, so which is dangerous in our life. So that's the reason, as I told you initially, there is no amount of material gain is worth of sacrificing our health, peace of mind, and our life also. So it has happened in the saint's case. So he thought that that piece of land is more worth than his life. What has happened? He lost his life. So end of the day, what is that? The moral which I wanted to tell all of you is, whatever you desire, you are going to get that thing, but don't run behind that. Okay, don't just waste your time running for the money, success, and position. It doesn't mean that you should not work towards it. You have to work towards it, but at the same time, you also need to start living, and you also need to think what matters a lot for you. So that is what the understanding of this story. I hope you like this story, and stay tuned for many such videos. Thank you.